My wife looked me dead in the eye and said she didn't see me as a husband anymore, just a roommate. So, I decided to treat her exactly like one. No romantic gestures, no shared finances, no priority whatsoever. And when she realized I was serious, she completely lost it. But by then, I'd already contacted a divorce attorney, and the wheels were in motion. My name's Michael. I'm 33, and I'd been married for 5 years. We lived in this nice house in Plano, Texas, the kind with the big garage, the finished basement, the whole suburban package that's supposed to mean you've made it. Except it felt more like clocking into a job where you're just counting the hours until your shift ends. My wife, Valerie, worked as a project manager, pulling in around $78,000 a year, while I was doing about $125,000 in logistics management. 50-hour weeks handling supply chains and vendor negotiations, the kind of work that doesn't shut off when you leave the office. I took care of the yard every weekend, maintained both cars, managed our investments, cooked most dinners, handled the house maintenance like changing furnace filters, cleaning gutters, bleeding radiators. All the invisible work that keeps a home running, but nobody notices until it stops happening. Her contribution lately was mostly complaints and new terminology she picked up from somewhere. It started about 8 months back when her cousin, Brooke, began hosting these weekly get-togethers. Brooke was one of those people who discovered social justice at 28 and made it everyone else's problem. The type who'd never held a job longer than 6 months but had incredibly strong opinions about how other people should live their lives. Valerie would come home from Brooke's place armed with new vocabulary, phrases like mental load and emotional labor and patriarchal expectations. And suddenly everything I did was either insufficient or problematic or somehow oppressive. Our intimate life went from twice a week to twice a month to essentially nothing. And her rejections weren't gentle. They came with this irritated sigh, like I was bothering her by even bringing it up. Then one day, I noticed she'd stopped wearing her wedding ring. Claimed it needed cleaning. Except 2 months later, it was still sitting in a jewelry box in her dresser, not at any jeweler, just abandoned there like it meant nothing. The small disrespects started accumulating. She'd scroll through her phone while I was talking, ask me to repeat myself without looking up, roll her eyes when I'd mention anything about my day. But I'd catch her smiling at her screen when texting someone. That specific smile she used to give me. About 3 months ago, I threw a barbecue. Woke up at 5 in the morning to prep brisket, got the smoker going, made everything from scratch. I overheard Brooke and Valerie in the kitchen laughing about how marriage was a trap, and men just get comfortable and stop trying once they lock you down. I was standing outside the window holding a platter of meat I'd been working on for 6 hours. And that moment crystallized everything. This wasn't going to improve. It was accelerating downhill. A few weeks after that barbecue, the breaking point arrived on an unremarkable evening when I mentioned maybe looking at a new vehicle, bottom left of screen, click full story.